Okay. We should be live.
Work. Pause.
All right. Let's see. Well, hold on. We are now officially live on the YouTubes. Always interested to know. Someone is watching right now. Are you on right now, Casey? Are you watching?
Not. Perhaps there's.
Look, I listen. There's something about at least one person in the ethos waiting on bated breath until we log on to our YouTubes.
Well, I'm sure my mom's still asking, why aren't you on Instagram anymore? How do I find you on Instagram?
I know. Has she been able to transition with us? Has what? Have we lost the elderly crew?
We asked her to transition with us, and she said, I think that's pushing things a little bit too far. Don't you think, Casey?
She's like, what's wrong with Instagram? Why can't you just be normal?
Do we all have to transition? Will you be happy unless we've all transitioned?
See, I think that if she's still talking Instagram, I mean, literally, the link is in the bio. So we make it super easy.
I mean, I feel like agreed. And I'm not going to say anything about people who have turned 70 years old and their ability to know what a link is.
All right, well, don't be an ageist about it.
It's not an ageist.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of alluding to the fact that she can't do shit because she's old.
As long as this is not the opener, I'll talk freely about.
I would never. Could you imagine? Listen, happy to always put if you ever say anything about Coke, but I would never talk.
Yeah, whenever I'm like with a parent and one of their friends, the parent is always like, you gotta tune into the podcast, or like, we just listened to the podcast, and I'll realize that week's opener was like, come guzzle guzzle, doing all the drugs, putting it up your butt, sending it out the other hole. And that is what it is. I don't want to lie about who we are, I guess.
And honestly, I should think a little more. The last time we had dinner with your parents, that was really the moment when I was like, oh, your mom talks about this show to too many people.
All the time.
Like, what do you mean they're
on
watching
TV?
us?
This is the biggest thing. So this is what you're gonna talk about. So.
Oh my God. Well, listen, do you want to attempt to do a show?
Mm-hmm. Are you bringing us in?
Do you have one?
I mean, I can always figure one out on the.
I mean, I'll let you.
All right, give me 1 second.
I think it is my turn, but I don't need to do it. I don't have anything.
Can you vamp for like 10 seconds? So I can
da 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 da.
Got it. I got it. I just needed that to stop, so I figured it out.
Never ask me to vamp. You know that the moment someone makes me, there's a holdup, I go blank.
She gets too hungry.
I'm like Jan Brady in that episode where she's like on the TV and she's cocky about it. Or is that the Cindy Brady? It's one of the lesser Bradys. It wasn't Marsha. And she just like the TV light goes on and she just goes into it.
I like that. Yeah, you're good at you know how to vamp. Okay.
I lost that. See, that's called commitment. I'm an actor.
That's why the lady hates to vamp.
Did I ever tell you that once I saw a performer, writer, activist, icon perform a very great show once, and afterwards was sitting on the stage, and I went up and was like, "Oh my God, you are so great!" And they were like, "I am decompressing."
Wow.
And I was like, "You can do that backstage. You can do that backstage."
Name names.
I mean, it was and I love this bitch forever and ever. It was the illustrious and amazing and iconic mother, Kate Bornstein. So
she deserves time to decompress.
I mean, yes. But the thing is I was young and I was like enamored. I just interviewed her for a website that I had done. So I was invited to the thing. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of like freaked out. I'm a theater girl. Like usually I want the flowers right at the end, but she was like, I need a moment. And I was like, I'm like,
I was
give
worried
it.
you were going to say it was like Love Connie or someone, and I was going to be like, part of the bit. Just part of the bit.
I mean, also iconic. We love Connie.
Love Connie.
All right. Well, listen. Who knows? We're gonna just go to. I'm gonna set the timer.
Okay.
But you know what? We're not going to be beholden to it because this is going to be our last show.
For a month.
For a month. For a month. We're taking it off for a month. So are you ready?
Here I am.
I'm going to give you I got 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet with two gay hosts who are determined not to have any fucking kids in this country because we don't want them to be slaughtered. With your two single, available, and virile, and yet non-producing hosts, Casey Lai and...
Hi, I'm Tony Soto, but I mean, I did reproduce. So, and yeah, like, I mean, how quickly we all want to forget. But I mean, every time I see a picture of her, I'm reminded of my mortality. And now I have to be reminded of hers. Like, this is crazy. Like, you should. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gay Power Half Hour. Casey said we couldn't take 6 weeks off. And I agreed because, you know, my vacation fell through. So I'm back. But luckily, so much has happened.
I'm not going to say luckily is the proper choice of words this week. Nothing lucky happened. Do you want to talk about your trip getting?
I mean, if it was a slow news day, I would have taken a day to play some video games. Is all I'm saying. I mean, yeah. So I was supposed to be going to Illinois. Shout out to Clinton, Illinois. I was going to hang out with my family. There was like this cute little kooky carnival there. My kids, speaking of my kid and her mother's, were going to come down. And so I took a road trip with a friend who will remain nameless. And the friend really didn't tell me that they had a medical procedure until we actually went on the trip. It seemed like. So 2 days into the road trip, you know why people can't deal with pain. Like let's just like 2 weeks into or 2 days into the trip. Well, you can't.
That's emotional pain, and I'm. How dare you bring my don't politicize your vacation. Do not politicize your failed vacation.
So why people can't handle pain, and apparently it makes them anxious. I don't know. I mean, I spent most of my life uninsured, and when I was insured, hiding anything that was wrong with me from my parents. But like, so he was like, I can't go any further, and I was like, well, that's unfortunate, but I was like, I'll get a car. I'll rent a car, and I'll continue the trip. No rental cars in all of El Paso. I made it to El Paso. Shout out to El Paso, though, because what was it? The Toolbox? Is that where I went? I think I went to the Toolbox in El Paso, and I met the owner, Pilar, and she gave me a T-shirt. And so shout out to Pilar and the Toolbox. I believe it's a Toolbox. Hope it is. Anyway.
I mean,
so
the shirt.
No. Okay,
what does the shirt say?
It's in the laundry. So I was like, okay, well, no rental cars at all in El Paso. So that sucked. And I was like, well, I'll just get a flight to Chicago and then I'll get a rental down. And the flight was $899 to fucking go one way.
Well, they don't make it easy to leave El Paso. You know what I mean?
My God, they were like, this is just fucking crazy. So I sucked it up and I went back with the friend. I drove 2 days back through the desert. And I'll tell you, you know what's not pretty, America? That drive. Like from LA to Texas, it's not scenic, honey, unless you like brown, unless you're really sold on brown.
The landscape, not the people, I believe is what you're
Yeah.
Be a weird thing to.
Thank you for that correction. Yeah. Absolutely. No. Trust me, I was looking for all the brown folks. But I got to see my girlfriend Darcy, so that was fun. I got to see her new kid, which I'll tell you. You know, here's the thing. Let's talk about it. Like, if anything, in today's climate, we should just be learning to not have any more kids because the first kid referred to me as mom's friend the whole time. Like after repeated times of saying, hello, I'm Tony. I was disrespected more times by that little child than any person that has met me on the street. And but then had the audacity to wake me up at 5 a.m. and say, hey, mom's friend, I don't feel very well. I was like, not info I need to be hearing right now, 4-year-old. It's only a mother can love. I'll tell you, a stranger comes in and my eyes roll. I was like, you're lucky that you're old enough to shake. And then I shook the hell out of it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you know what? Going after kids seems like the timely thing to do today, Tony, especially ones who live in and around Texas. Jesus Christ.
Here, let me tell you though. Let me tell you where I am though in that instant, because look, 200 plus shootings have happened in the last 145 days of our year. So go get them, America. We really why is this way? Because I mean, honestly, we didn't care or learn about Sandy Hook at all. We didn't make any kind of leaps forward for that at all. So between there and, well, let's take this year, between the 200 plus, let's do the last 3. Between the fucking Tops and the Southern California Asian church and this, why do we got to be more broken up about this? At this point, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. I'm not sad. I just fucking it's nothing will move forward. So for me, I can't shed a tear every time some stranger's baby gets shot. If their representatives aren't going to fucking take action, what am I doing? What am I doing? That's why it's for me, I got to keep a sense of humor about it right now. And people are like, oh my God, how can you laugh about dead kids? How can you sit idly by about dead kids? At least I have a commentary, whether you choose to laugh at it or whether you choose to agree with what I'm saying or not. What are you doing? What are you doing to stop dead kids? Because here's the thing. If dead kids aren't going to stop happening, then bitch, I got to find some way to deal.
Yeah, I mean, it may look, I hear what you're saying and I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think think not being sad about it is hard. And I wasn't actually sad about it yesterday. Today I got sad. I looked, their pictures are coming out of the kids and they're babies.
Sure. Well, yeah, and that's how the media gets you. They want you to see the faces. But then you have a press conference with
everyone needs to see those fucking faces.
But then you have a press conference with Greg Abbott, and the first thing he says is, well, it could have been worse.
Really?
That's a quote. Well, it could have been worse, but luckily law enforcement is on there to shoot that 18-year-old. Shoot that 18-year-old and get him off the fucking. And then Greg's like, we didn't have any clue that this was going to happen until the day of, when he was like, ooh, I'm going to shoot my grandma in the face. That's not true. We learned on GMA that he was sharing photos on Instagram and Facebook of guns.
Yep.
But there's no red flag warnings.
Not
because that's not a red flag. And he bought the guns legally because he turned 18. The thing is according to Republicans, they should be thrilled with this kid because he did everything by the book.
He did.
You can't come at this kid for the laws now because he didn't, he did it by the book. The only thing that he did illegal now was kill a bunch of kids and a teacher. And do you really care about that, America? No. Because Beto O'Rourke crashed Abbott's presser, crashed it. And instead of having a moment and letting Beto got out his point and he fucking fucked up that presser and I was here for it. But all the fucking old white guys on the stage, including Ted Cruz, basically are telling him to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
How is that representation?
Politicians are not supposed to politicize things in this country. Right. It's, I mean, a couple of things. The authority. I didn't watch the press conference, but Greg Abbott saying could have been worse. Yeah, you could have been worse. It could have been 22 dead kids. Luckily, it was only 19 dead kids. Finally, we're making some progress. I believe in Sandy Hook it was 20, so this is just 19.
Yeah, we're going down.
We actually are. We're getting a little bit better when it comes to elementary school fucking shootings.
Yeah.
Also, the authorities did eventually kill this person, but it took a while because he was body armor.
He was shot at, and he was shot out before he got into the school. Before he got into the school.
And so the good guy with a gun thing, it takes a bunch of good guys with a gun to take down one bad kid with a gun. Everyone's calling this guy a man. 18-year-olds are
18-year-old
kids.
Yeah, okay. 18-year-old kid. Like, listen, your brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25. Let's do some science here.
100. All of that. I mean, I've got various other points. I mean, like it all drives me crazy. There is nothing that we can do. I'm now for putting guns into this. Like, there's all schools need. If every grocery store I go into has an armed fucking security guard, why there isn't a fucking armed security guard at every fucking?
But do you trust that armed security guard? Maybe. Do you really though? Because
here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. At this point, it's like. At this point, nothing's going to get done. So we do need at least put one there because maybe it's a little bit of a deterrent. This guy was rolling in with 2 semi-automatic fucking rifles.
But let us not forget that one school shooting where a security guard, an armed security officer that worked in that school could have done something and he ran away. So the thing is like, look, like what we're saying is like, if everyone gets training, like we're even going to give people the proper training. We don't know how to fucking do that in this country. We're going to cut corners to make it cheap. So the fucking bottom line happens. So what? We're going to offer minuscule training to these fucking everyday fucking rubes who are just trying to make their $10 an hour so they can fucking pay for their own kids' food. You think that when they hear gunshots, they're all going to run valiantly towards the fire?
What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Other people are going to get killed. I mean, it's like, I'm saying when these people have an eye to murder, they're gonna murder, and they're gonna get as many murders as they can in before they're ultimately taken down. And I don't have the confidence in an everyday schmo who had to go through a 3-week training course to fucking protect my life in a grocery store, let alone a school. I mean, we got a lot of unemployed veterans on the streets. Give them all guns and put them.
They want to hear more gunfire.
but
nothing like going back to Iraq in your head.
Well, then arm the kids. Give the kids guns.
Absolutely. Well,
honestly, give them all. It's like at this point, we're not going to solve the problem.
But see, the thing is
because there's nothing that we can do politically.
But that's
how it goes.
Well, the thing is like there is ultimately like there has been something on the Senate fucking desks forever about sensible gun control, and there has been. And you know what? It was interesting because I don't know the sports, but there was some basketball coach who before the game came out and was like,
Steve Kerr.
We are being held hostage by 50 fucking senators.
Yeah.
50 senators are holding it. When 80% of this country, this is the thing, and this is like what is so crazy. Like even the nuttiest of lunatics who I probably don't agree with politically in any fashion we agree that there needs to be some things put in place, because if this kid wasn't a walking red flag, like and a simple law like a red flag law would help. Like, because if we're going to keep saying mental illness, do you know what else they're not doing shit about? Mental fucking illness. So if it is mental illness, if that is the thing, then why are you moving directions towards that too? We can't listen, you got to at least show some interest in your scapegoats, you fucking losers. You have to at least show that you care a little bit about your fucking lie and your look over here. Otherwise, at some point, people are going to get off the opiates, wake up, and fucking do something about it. I hope.
I don't know. I think that the other side, you'd be like, oh, there are common sense and there are laws that we need, and it's only 50 people. There are 56, because 6 of those are on the Supreme Court.
Also, but let's not forget about our Republican plants on the Democratic side too.
Sure. So on the Supreme, any law that is passed that is not a constitutional amendment is going to be overturned by the Supreme Court, because even if we get Roberts, we have 5 fucking aliens from fucking hell who are here hell bent to kill your children. Oh well, wait to force you to have the kid and then kill them in a school. We
can't feed them either. Can't feed them. No food for them. No food
themselves. Yeah. They can have a gun. They can't have a gun. Yeah. So if they can have a gun, kill some animals or some people, eat the animals and the people.
Yeah, they should be hunting by that age anyway. I mean, they're fucking toddlers. Pick up a gun and hunt, you fuckers.
Everything that I learned that I needed to know, I learned in the womb. And that's because God gave me those rights, and that right was to have a gun. This is the argument that I've been getting into with people on Twitter. Remind me to quit Twitter again.
I didn't know she was back on.
Well, I pop on, for national tragedies.
Got it. Hot takes.
But the Second Amendment is a foundational amendment to our Constitution, and therefore to our country and to our rights. And the people call them, and they're inherent rights. It's an inherent right to self-defense. And inherent rights are, inalienable rights bestowed to us by God. They're life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness are the 3 main ones.
God did that.
But the Bill of Rights, apparently, according to John Locke and Thomas Jefferson, slave owner, who I will say, Thomas Jefferson, who they all love to fucking jerk off all over onto his documents, so to speak. They do forget that he's the one who was like, yeah, but every 20 years we need to redo this. He literally said, every 20 years we need to redo this. And Alexander Hamilton was like, but then how will the banks function if we don't have a set of laws? That's literally our history. Our history is the people that were like, they said it has to be this and this only. We're also like, but maybe every 20 years it needs to change because the world changes and we need to see how that goes. And then Alexander Hamilton was like, but the money. So that's literally our history. So fuck all of the
and now go spend $1 million to see a musical about it.
Sure. Yeah, that musical gets a lot of things wrong.
This is the thing.
He was white.
And this oh Lord.
But no, but to the point, the point is that the Second Amendment is about bearing arms, but it's inherently about self-defense. So the pushback is, well, it does say it. There can be no infringement on my ability to defend myself. But does that mean an automatic rifle? And that is the question. Does it mean a cannon? Does it mean all these fucking
can I turn your human body into confetti? Is that within my rights to make you mulch? Yes. And, like if you walk on my property, can I turn you into mulch?
Yeah. And that is
because I bet you'd be good for my plants, baby. You'd be good for my plants.
People mulch or people not fucking mulch, and it's like the founders too. It's like, I'm pretty sure, they loved to duel back in the day. Alexander Hamilton was killed by Aaron Burr in a duel. Everyone was dueling each other because they were men, but I'm pretty sure they would have been like, if someone got to bring a Glock with a laser fucking sight on it to a duel, they'd be like, and
have a piece of metal on their chest.
Maybe let's talk it out. Maybe instead of killing each other, because they didn't envision guns and ammo and weapons to be what they are today. I'm sure that they thought they would get better and better at killing, for your militia to defend against the king or something like that. But I'm pretty sure they didn't envision a weapon that you could kill 57 people from a fucking Vegas casino just shooting indiscriminately. Like they didn't envision this fucking shit. So the rules, and agreed, but the rules are there. And the problem with America is that we do have these foundational rules and an endless stream of money to obscure what the real fucking reality is, like with people with special interests. But the problem is that this is where the argument is rough, because in order to get these things done, to actually make change in this climate, we need a groundswell movement to change the fucking Constitution. Or we need to do it in ways that are technically kind of like illiberal. against, and that's what that's gonna be.
But I mean,
that's like, the fucking shitty conundrum of living.
But also, like, if that's like, honestly, like, all right.
Agreed. No, agreed. And it's, I'm not talking about illiberal, it's like illiberal to the right means like overturning an election. To me, it means taking the guns out of everyone's fucking hands.
Yeah. Like, look, you can have your single shot guns. You can have your guns that shoot one at a time, but you got to work to get a second shot. It can't be easy for that second shot, let alone the 80th. And look, we are in election year, so let this not be forgotten. And what I'm finding so interesting right now is Republicans are just proving the point that they have no set agenda. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they believe in. They don't know what they want. They just want to be rich. That's all they want. Because at this point, this country is in shambles. Gas prices are up. Like, they're saying that actually the Midwest could encounter $6 at some point. Who fucking knows? Now that will start some fucking violence, because those people have big trucks and they like to drive long distances for no fucking reason. And also with this baby formula shortage, kids are fucking starving. But the thing is like, they're saying that those are two things that Biden are doing badly. Like, it's his fucking fault that Abbott was already poisoning kids. Like, fuck, that's not the job of the president, people, to fucking take care of baby formulas. I'm so sorry. And then price gouging, like that, like he has any control over that either, because we've already fucking gave corporations license to be people, and we can't tell them fucking how to like not make their money. That said, Republicans are voting. They voted against fucking Biden's fucking thing to feed the kids, to fucking get emergency goddamn formula, and they voted against making it illegal to price gouge oil. So make it make sense, Republicans.
Well, that's the other thing that's super annoying to me too, especially about all of these issues, including gun violence. Like, it's like, well, you're not proposing any solutions. So I got into an argument again on Twitter. I got to quit with someone about like, well, no one's like, you just complain about it, but what are the solutions? What are the solutions? Because again of like the Constitution, and they're like, well, there can be no solutions. There's no good faith compromise. And honestly, and it's mainly on the Republican side, but like, even if Biden does propose some compromises with the right, then the left is like, he's compromising, so there's just no fucking like room. I think there is room in the middle, but I just don't know. I'm just so not optimistic about how anything gets done in this country. And
we need a bigger push of progressives. I'm telling you,
it's not just progressive. No, it's not just because it's a lot of people in the middle too who agree with all the stuff that we want, and they're fucking scared of the
but fuck those wishy-washy ass fucking middle people. You know how I feel about a centrist, Casey. Casey, you know how I feel about you. You know how I feel about you. All right? No, we are not centrists. And it's not a we. This is not a we. That's a you're a middle around.
My beliefs are progressive, but I also understand the country that we fucking live in. Okay. And that's where like a certain sense of like,
no, but we gotta stop making excuses for the fat stupids.
Hold on. The other thing,
all right,
and
I'm holding on.
Is that the problem, my problem with the left right now, this is my real problem with the left right now, is that we are so angry. And we have a justified, hold on. We have a justified reason to be fucking furious. But the right and the way that the right gets power and wins is anger. We will never be more angry and crazy than the right.
Yeah, but they're angry about books.
No, but because
they're angry about trans kids.
They do it irrationally, and it is a great motivator. The left does not get motivated by anger or fear at its best.
That is why
it gets motivated.
We deserve the comment. Where's the comment?
Agree, but like we're not going to win anyone to our side by fucking with anger and fear. That's how the other side wins. The only
if
way
we get better at it, we could. Why can't we get better at it? Why can't that be? Why can't that? Why can't that be? Why can't? But why can't that be a goal? Because here's the thing: like at this point,
because
like
then the world is doomed.
Well, listen. There's got to be some pushing and shoving. Something's fucking like. Listen. Here's what we're not going to avoid: pushing and shoving. All right, it's gonna fucking happen, and it's gonna get more violent. And here's what it comes down to: the violence isn't coming from the left. So yeah, we might be fucking angry and pissed off and whatever, but the violence isn't coming from this side. And so it's like, look, like I can't be told that I need to pipe down my anger when they're fucking blasting people's faces off at a grocery store because they don't want to be around black folks. Like, and then they walk out scot-free. No, this little Mexican boy got killed.
That's true.
Remember that, everybody. And listen, we're not trying to fucking, raise up the murderer because fuck that kid. But I bet if he was a little lighter skinned, he would have walked out of that school just fine, gotten a Burger King.
I'm not saying that there's no reason or justified reason to
I'm not
be
yelling
angry
at you
and crazy and all of that
I
stuff.
apologize.
But the problem is we like the right gain, the right wins with fear. We lose with fear because to people in the middle, the angry left is Stalinism. The angry
because it's more women because they don't like the sound. It's more women, and that's the thing. They don't want to hear those kinds of voices.
But what I think I mean, it's not. It is an inherent issue. But until we regain some sort of just honestly some compassion based, and not just for us and those who need compassion because of all of the.
But you're saying that I have to stroke a centrist dick so they care about dead kids getting shot? Like that's so fucking out of that is bananas. That's a bananas
all
way to think.
Anger and
that's
fear.
That's a
all
but that's a
fear.
Because the thing is it's like what is happening in the world today that is like not acknowledging those things. Like what is happening in the world right now that makes you not be afraid or not be angry? Like the thing is it's like you're asking people to stop feeling a natural emotion after we're watching a dead system. We're living in a dead system. Because why? Because I want to fucking meet middle ground with some centrist who might fucking vote red if they make a little more money this year. Like fuck that. That doesn't make any sense.
But it's the only. It is. The other option is
blow it all up.
Is full consumption of each
blow
other.
It all up.
And that is not, and that is.
But the thing is don't you think that's kind of it's inevitable?
Here's what I will say. I was listening to something recently. Very smart woman, Ann Applebaum, talking about authoritarianism and this is exactly the goal of the authoritarians. It is to make us feel one, apathetic, and two, hate each other. And they've achieved that goal because, and it made me be like, oh shit, I'm just a basic fucking citizen who fucking fell for it because I am super apathetic these days. And I never used to be apathetic, and it made me realize, okay, well then I either help facilitate the decline into authoritarianism with that apathy, or have to do some sort of fighting back. But I'm an Aries moon, so I am full of rage situationally, but inherently I'm full of fucking love, but this is why Twitter's bad for me, because in a moment I'm like, everyone needs to know this right now, and then I'm like, oh, that was stupid, and I misspelled something, so I gotta delete it. Because I don't want people to know I'm an idiot. But and look, this is idealistic nonsense, but I believe this to be true. The left will never be angrier and more irrational than the right.
But they'll always be angry about the right issues, and that's the fucking difference, and that's the problem.
But
because the thing is, it's like, the thing is where's the love and compassion about educating people? Like, where's like, well, like, we're just letting these dummies burn books. All right, we're fucking letting them get away with goddamned murder. So when is that enough? All right, when is that? And when is, and you know what? Centrists, you're building it up so these wackos have a better platform because you're so goddamn wishy-washy. And I'm not talking about you because I love you.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, because all this complacency. Like, here's the thing. It's like, if at this point, I'm sorry, it's got to be an all or nothing situation. To sit here and think that we have not denigrated as a country in the last fucking, like, even 10 years is wild. The fact that there's still people who are the middle of the road stuff is wild to me, because I think it's the middle that stops movement. So we're at a stalemate. We're at a stalemate, and that is the middle's fault. But then we have to cater to the middle.
But who's in the middle?
I don't know. Centrists. Whoever we're talking about, these people that we have to fucking, the people whose feelings that we have to fucking care about, or the people that we have to like make common ground with. That make no forward progress. No forward. If you're in the middle, there's no forward, and that's just movement.
Is that a song? I don't.
Can we talk? Listen. Can we talk about? Can we talk about the comics for a second? Can we talk about
sure.
Humor and where and where it's at now? Because so there's a lot of hot takes happening, of course, about the trans community, especially when it comes to trans youth. Bill Maher, the most annoying libertarian out there, next to the Pauls, basically came out on a show and was like, okay, look, either there is a problem with trans youth or Hollywood's making up trans youth. Like, and really went in on things are phases, kids are dumb, they don't know what they want, blah, blah, blah. And then Ricky Gervais's special, new Netflix special was just leaked, and he went in on a tirade about the nostalgia. It wasn't a tirade. No, it wasn't a tirade. It wasn't. It was a series of jokes about being nostalgic for the cis-born woman. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot going on right now with, and I'm kind of on. Look, like, I've never felt more God-centrist about this in a long time, because look, I think that if you're a heterosexual comic of a certain age, they think they're very about genitalia. They're very focused on genitalia. It's an old dog, new trick situation. Just stop going to their shows. Like, if you're going to their shows just so you can be outraged, I mean, like, then you're setting yourself up for a bad day. Like, that's just dumb. Like, why are you setting yourself up for that? However, there was a moment, and please, I need some, like, assurance in this time, Casey, because there was a moment where I did kind of agree with Bill Maher for 1 second.
You sucking centrist! You fucking sick centrist! How dare you? How dare you agree with Bill Maher, a white cis old rich fucking asshole? Your kid. Don't say it. Don't say what you're gonna say.
No. But only. And listen, you're gonna want, like, because of that, you're gonna go back and watch this. And you're like, oh my god, Tony's a turf. No, that is not what I was saying. What I'm saying is, like, something that he brought. Something that he brought up is, and something that we can't deny as people, if we truly do believe in science, is that a lot of this medical treatment is new. Like, a lot of, like, the puberty blockers and stuff like that. Like, it's being tried on a new generation of trans youth. And like any new medicine, like any new science, some things can be bad. Some things can be bad and can be harmful. Look, we talk about it, like, Casey and I are living with HIV, but we take a pill every day to make sure that we are undetectable and we cannot transmit. But that could be weighing on our fucking livers. So who knows how, it could still be doing damage to our body, but we take that chance for medical science. I think the narrative that they're trying to paint is that the moment a kid says, hi, I'm trans, or I have gender dysphoria, that immediately they go under the knife. And that is not the right narrative. There goes, like, if they're on that journey, there's a lot of therapy that involves going from the start to the finish. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's always an option to reverse and stop before obviously you go under the knife, if that's your choice. And that's not a lot of people's choice. But it's choice. But we're not talking about choice. What do you think about this?
Well, I think that you're a TERF and I quit the show. Yeah, no, I look, I think a couple of things. One, I have to also check myself a little bit because the love versus anger thing, it goes back, ACT UP was an angry organization that affected a lot of great change. And I'm not advocating silence or inaction. I'm just there's just so much hate, and that is concerning for me just in general as a human. And I'm just saying that because what you're talking about with like HIV meds and all that stuff, it made me realize that there are clear instances where anger is super effective. But that's about, that was about saving lives.
You're welcome.
And trans, the science behind trans issues is evolving. It is new in a lot of ways, but is one thing that is clear. It's real. Trans people are real. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so something in this world still, while it still exists, some things are worth figuring out. And I think, people are so concerned about, oh no, these hormone therapies are going to have lasting effects on these kids. Yeah, well, at least they didn't get murdered in their classroom yesterday. Okay.
I mean, so maybe absolutely. And they didn't take their own life because of their fucking not being able to be themselves.
And I just want to say also, I'm seeing more and more stuff pop up on Twitter, especially from fucking Paul Gosar or whatever, that Arizona congressman. So it's wrong. But he was saying that the shooter in Texas was a trans person. I think there's some pictures of this kid wearing a skirt. I think they were bullied. So I'm not going to make any inference, but he's being called by some of the worst on the right as a liberal trans person. So that's just where this narrative is about to go. And let me tell you my main thought why they aren't trans. They didn't kill themselves. They chose to kill other people. That sounds like a dude to me.
Yeah. Okay? Sounds like a dude to me. Yeah. Like and listen, like kids wear skirts. All right. They've been wearing skirts since I was a kid. I was wearing skirts. Like calm the fuck down about skirts. Like jumping to conclusions. Go ahead.
But back to the whole other, it's like, I mean, either you're pro progress or you aren't. And we know what side is pro progress and another that isn't. But when, again, it's, the Bill Maher's, the comedians talking about trans stuff, people say, don't talk about it. These are some of the big issues of the day. Comedians are going to talk about it. Why all these old ass fucking, cis dude comics?
This guys are talking about it. Who knows? Yeah. Why do they have hot takes?
Fascination on it. I mean, that is interesting. I still think that there are way more interesting issues for people to chat about. But also if you have an opinion that's not part of the progressive zeitgeist, good, have it. Talk about it. And I mean, for pushback.
Yeah, I think that it's absolutely reasonable for people to be concerned about health things if they are parents of trans children. Like if they are a parent of a trans person, then that's when they should be concerned about the effects of what will happen to their child when it comes to hormone therapy. But I am mindful of the fact that there are issues with that. My thing is like, and where I kind of have to like put a little pushback a little bit on the trans activists is that, there has been this spin, this to be like, like the trans women are real women, the trans men are real men, which it's like, absolutely, like I will absolutely validate however you are, you know what I mean? But in that, we have forgotten about science and the fact that inside bodies are different. And I found it really interesting because Buck Angel, who is he hashtags Tranpa after all of his tweets. He is an old sex worker, trans guy, author, activist, amazing. And he's ridiculed a lot by trans activists, the new or the younger ones, because he brings up the fact that, look, like, I've been on hormones a long time. I have to be worried about a lot of things. Like, it does shit to your body. Like, do not forget about biology. You know, if we are really progressive, then we are about science. We have to be mindful. Yes. Like not saying that you're not what you want to be, but just saying, don't forget the inside. You know what I mean? And
my thought on that too is the left and progressives, we're supposed to be about gray area. We're supposed to be about not everything being labeled and everything being defined, and okay living in that murky world in which the world is, and there isn't a heaven and a hell. Everything else, like, there is no end point and beginning point. It's all very fucking fluid. And yet somehow we've demanded that everyone recognize everything as the way that I fucking see a thing or feel a thing. And it's and it's not to take away from people's experience and to want to be seen, but also be seen as who you are and be okay with that not being the thing that everyone else is, and I'm trying
and be okay if people slip up. And I mean, that's think where you're also, this is where I'll tie in with you when it comes to like anger. Like there are situations where there's infighting within a bunch of liberal-minded people because we're not what we do try to at times outwoke each other. And what we have to realize is that, like, if you are in my sphere, like, let me just put this, I'm going to make this personal. Like, if you're in my sphere at any point, then that means that you are someone who I trust would understand my intentions. Like, unless we were just meeting at a party first thing, but like, if I wasn't, then you have to know that what I say, whether it be crass or whatever, you have to know that my intentions behind my like no intentions. That's it. You have to know people, and I wouldn't let you around me if you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't let you around me if you didn't know. Yeah. But like this jumping to anger, this needing to be fucking, like, this Chappelle guy, this bisexual Chappelle guy who fucking stormed the stage, said that they were triggered. They were triggered by his jokes. What were you doing there? What were you doing there? Like, listen, this was well after his Netflix specials. This was well after the trans walkout at Netflix here in fucking Hollywood. It was well after that. So you know what he's going to do. Oh, I liked another comic on the ticket. Well, you still knew. Take a walk out. Take a walk out during his set. Like,
why'd you bring a fucking knife-shaped gun? He knew what he was going. He knew what he was going there for. And he wasn't triggered by a joke that fucking.
And this is the thing. And this is like
the show on the cuff.
Like I saw a headline about the Gervais comedy special. Dangerous jokes. Dangerous. What? Like, no, do not arm jokes. Like, how dare you try to like look, you might not like the joke. You might not like the fucking thing behind the joke. You might think that joke is fucking transphobic. Yeah. But if we truly live in a free speech society, he'll take his accountability the way he takes it.
You know what?
He won't care, but go to your keyboard warriors and fucking tweet. But that's really all you can do.
You know what? I not all words are violence, and not all jokes are most jokes aren't fucking dangerous. Okay, they're fucking jokes, because that goes back to the intent thing. You know what are words that are fucking transphobic and insightful are not are inciting. Are that Paul Gosar tweet calling this murderous person without any fucking understanding a trans liberal. That is the type of thing that gets people violent. Not making a joke about Beyond Meat and genitals. Okay, it is not, that is not helpful. but that is not going to spark any violence on the other side. It might spark, bigotry and stuff like that, just bullshit. But there is violent language, and we have to make sure that we're keeping the real violent language apparent. So instead of saying everything is, because when everything is violence and everything is bad, then nothing is.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to be very clear about what is hateful and what is dangerous and what is not, because
I don't, you're right.
It's like when we called John McCain a fucking violent racist, and then Donald Trump comes around and we called the same thing, and everyone's like, well, you call all of us violent racists, so we don't have any difference. There is no difference. And it's like, well, there is some grades. There's some fucking gradation.
And honestly, I'm done calling it mental illness. I'm done because going, like, it's anger. We have to ask ourselves why the fucking kids are so mad. Like, this kid shot his grandma in the face. All right. That's where he started. That was his beginning. He said, Grandma, I need to take care of you first. So we need to ask ourselves that is the thing. Like if it is not the gun or the ability to access the gun and to buy it and to get the bullets, if it's not that, and you really want to fix it, then where are the deep dives on the grandfather needs to be looked at? Does this person have parents? This is the thing. This is where we need to do this chain of command where we're holding people accountable all the way up to the fucking gun manufacturers. And but we love to shoot kids in the faces. So, we did it.
The monkeypox. Yeah.
No, oh my God, the monkeypox.
No, we don't need to talk about it. But
I mean, gays, listen, it's going to be a summer of gloves. All right. I'm wearing elbow length gloves because it's a touch thing. And listen, so look, they got it at a sex orgy, but that's a lot of touching. Like, don't make this a gay thing. All right. Don't make just because we're cool enough to have group sex parties. Like, we didn't know monkeypox was out.
We didn't know monkeypox was out. And there's got to be some mutation to this monkeypox that made it jump into some sort of like sex rave. That being said,
do you remember the gay thing?
Remember Nick? I'm not making.
I'm talking about the world.
No, and but they're going. Of course. And the minute I saw that headline, I was like, this is not going to end bad in so many. This is not going to end well in so many ways. Because the stigma, monkeypox doesn't kill you for the most part. It's not, but it does appear that it's gonna kind of get a little worse before it gets better. And of course, we're going to be blamed for it. And all of that being said, my roommate is coming back from France where he went to a rave. So I am
riddled with the pox. He's going to have so many of the pox.
Get that rash checked, bro.
All of them. Listen, they and the media is doing well about showing the most extreme photos, because I'll tell you, she has shuttered her doors again. That's right. The doors meaning her butthole. It is shut up. Don't you come near me. We're not doing anything sexual until I get those elbow length gloves.
Well,
and then all hands on deck.
Tune in July for monkeypox edition.
Well, I think we've exhausted our welcome.
Happy Pride coming up.
That's right. So the Gay Power Half Hour is officially on vacation for the month of June. So we are wishing everyone a happy Pride. You can still see us on our. We never pitch the goddamned Instagram. So why don't you follow the Instagram at Gay Power Half Hour, and then you can check in with us or whatever.
Yeah, we'll have some updates or whatever.
Yeah, but you should definitely go to the iTunes page, subscribe, like, or comment, all that stuff. You never do, but you should. Casey, do you want to say what you're doing?
Sure. You can see me in LA on Friday at the American Barbershop in Echo Park at 9:30 this Friday. You can see me featuring for Solomon Giorgio at Cobb's Comedy Club June 3rd and 4th in San Francisco. You can see me at Crane's Comedy Show June 8th in Los Angeles. And you can see me headlining the Punchline Pride Week in San Francisco, June 21st. It's a Tuesday. It's going to be the best. I'm really excited for that. So
you can see me there too. I'm going to be his +1.
Fuck yeah. Well, we'll talk about that.
I'm your +1. I'm not spending anybody. Don't you dare. Oh, wait.
No.
All right. Whatever.
No, it's
whatever. I don't care about your life. I don't care.
You're my +1.
Whatever.
I want you to have to sit and watch me talk for 45 minutes without interrupting me. Although if history is any indicator, you're a family member, and so I'm sure at some point you will interrupt it to make it about
Talk about Pop.
Well, where can they find you?
Well, listen, always support Learn the Words, bitch, of course.
You can find me judging Learn the Words, bitch, on Monday, June 6th.
June 6th, that's right. It's going to be good old Casey Lai. Did you email the photo that we requested?
Well, I guess I'm off the show now. I'll do it right now.
Do the work. Daniel Francesi got it in 2 seconds. He was back with it.
Yeah,
he whipped it around. Be more like Danny Francesi.
I wish.
So Danny Francesi and Casey Larry are going to be judging Learn the Words, bitch on June 6th at Akbar. The sign up is at 8:30 and the show time is at 9. Follow Learn the Words, bitch at Learn the Words, bitch on Instagram for more of that, any of that, all of that. Also, wait, guys, I got a little gig that I need to talk about real quick. That's also happening on Friday. Let me just pull this up real quick. I am going to be at Mom's Studio, Moguls of Media. And I'm going to be watching Drag Race live on their Twitch channel at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go follow Mom's Twitch channel. You can see me. And then if you don't catch me at 3, you can watch it later on the Mom Plus app. Apparently, they are also asking you for more money to do that. So good job for Mom. I'm going to be there. I'm actually going to put on some drag for it, Casey.
Oh, wow.
That's right. I am the Tony Soto Show on Instagram and Twitter. Guys, we're going to see you again in July. Have a wonderful, happy, safe, fentanyl-free Pride. Fentanyl-free.
And monkeypox-free.
Monkeypox-free. Bye.